This week on Trench Life. Come along as I head to Illinois to catch up with the whole O-line room over some grub. Then we check in with the coach of the 2018 winner of the Joe Moore Award, Oklahoma's Bill Bedenbaugh. And don't forget the Big Ugly Spotlight, because Trench Life starts now. Welcome to Trench Life. What a weekend of football. We had upsets and overtimes and last-minute heartbreak and jubilation. It's everything we love about the game. And this weekend, it's shaping up to be equally as good. So let's get right to the Big Ugly Spotlight with a pivotal matchup in the Big Ten West, where the line of scrimmage will tell the story. We start with the Illini. This is just going to be an inside zone where players all kind of take a step to their right and work some sort of combination block in conjunction with an adjacent lineman. Now, do you think Western Michigan's going to sit static? No. What they're going to do is they're going to run a gap exchange with a cross dog right there, which means that these three players now are going to have to work in conjunction to sort all that out. Now, it's a nice job here by Geske. He's already talking to his right tackle, J.C. Davis, saying, J.C., what's up, man? Something's up, brother. I'm going to have to leave you. That means with that inside shade to your inside, you're going to have to be one-on-one and cut him off. Now, the cadence has already started. You're going to see Altmaier start his cadence. Geske makes a call, and boom, you see right there, Josh Kreutz has to turn to communicate that call to Brandon Henderson and Desmond Schuster, the right guard and right tackle, so that they know, okay, this is probably going to be a three-way zone inside, something's up. And that's exactly what happens. On the snap of the ball, boom. You have the defensive lineman here, he's going here. But all the offensive linemen eyes are up. Brandon Henderson does a great job of looking of what's coming and knowing that his guy's disappearing and that this guy's going here. They're all on the same page and do a beautiful job of sorting this out. Now, what this does is it allows the back to see, oh, man, there's somebody in the hole. So what I probably want to do is hit this and come back side, which means you got to have a good block back here by J.C. Davis, and that's exactly what happens. Right here, the defensive lineman is winning a little bit. He squeezed this hole. There's not a lot of room to run right here, but J.C. Davis is going to do what good offensive linemen do, and that's going to put his foot in the ground right there and accelerate and get his feet, and he's going to accelerate on contact. He doesn't just try to wall him off. He accelerates on contact, and because he does that, he gets himself a pancake. That's what young players don't understand. Don't stalemate. Don't just be satisfied getting a guy walled off. If you accelerate your feet on contact, at some point that defender's going to have to let go. Try to make the tackle just like he disengages there, and what happens? He gets his neck pile drived into the ground. And because of that, we going to give J.C. Davis a bunch of pancakes, baby, because he used good technique. Plays like that show that Illinois can handle the pressure. But can they do it versus what looks to be one of the most underrated defenses in the league? The Hoosiers have 8 sacks, and 5 of those come from individual defensive linemen, which means that they don't have to blitz to get pressure. That alone could be a nightmare matchup in this game. Here, Indiana gets home by dialing up some deception via a safe blitzing scheme called a simulated pressure. Now, they still only bring 4 pass rushers, but the 4th comes from a place that you don't know, and it's usually a linebacker or a safety. Now, what's critical is on the snap of the ball, the center, left guard, and left tackle are going to fan out purportedly to pick up a defender who's on this side. And it's going to be that vacation of the space that's going to create a one-on-one situation for this dude right here, Tyreek Tucker, the Bloomington Bulldozer, who's going to have a one-on-one pass rush. So as you can see, the safety enters the picture. He's the 4th pass rusher. The end right there is on the tackle. But you end up with a situation where you have 3 offensive linemen on 1 defender, creating that one-on-one in the middle for the Hoosier Hammer. That's a lot of space for that guard to be able to cover, and by the time that the center comes back over, it's too late. Tucker has been able to split the blitz, beat the guard one-on-one, and Norfolk, Virginia's only Life Christian Academy proselytizing pass rusher is able to split the defense, and the Hoosiers get a sack only rushing 4. So, this week, it's gut check time. If Illinois wants to flip the script and turn the corner, the big uglies up front have to dig in and communicate and protect Luke Altmaier. Because if they can keep that pocket clean, the whole offense opens up. And you know what'll get the Illini fan base rallying behind their line? Getting to know them a little better, just like I did over the summer. Take a listen as we had some lunch and got to know what makes the Illinois offensive line room so special. All right, music is a big thing in the O-line room. There's a rumor that one of you guys is a closet Taylor Swift fan. Raise your hand if that's you. Come on.
We think it might be you.
Nah, it's not me. My daughter is, but not me.
I don't mind some old Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Not the new one, country Taylor Swift.
Okay, the country, that was okay, but it's different now.
Different now.
Who's changed more, her or Travis Kelce since they got together?
Travis Kelce.
Who's got the worst music taste in the room?
Whoa, that's crazy. I listen to a lot of country. That's my stuff.
Who would you say has the worst taste?
I say Melvin.
Could be Mel.
Why is that?
Just play a bunch of BS.
Defend yourself, Melvin.
Be everywhere. I like slow music, old music, rap, NBA Youngboy. It just be everywhere.
You guys are one of the most experienced groups coming back this year, and you really seem like you're a close-knit unit. What's the brotherhood like here at Illinois?
I think the brotherhood's really grown since we've been here. Like, obviously, Melvin and Behan have known each other for a while, but having these two guys come in the room last year, we've just been hanging out. Like, we do a little river float down the river and hang out in the middle of the summer. We do that. We go to dinner every week. O-line dinner is one of the best parts of the week. So that and crumble, we get crumble cookie on the back end sometimes. Sometimes, not every.
Is that the dessert choice of the dessert of choice is a crumble cookie?
Yeah.
For the most part.
So what does the river float look like? I imagine everybody's in an inner tube. Is there an inner tube with beverages in it that also floats down the river?
Gatorade.
Gatorade water.
We gotta stay hydrated for the upcoming.
Of course. I mean, work hard, float hard, right? I mean, that's kind of what it is. The physicality that you guys showed and really turned the corner towards the end of the year, this offensive line was a big piece of that 10-win season. What happened there?
I just think it was trust, accountability, because I know I forgot what game I got up and said something to everybody, and from that day forward, I'm gonna just say it was me. It was a lot of us. It was just like trust and confidence. When you know our aiming point, we know the plays, we doing what we doing. And we just start bonding together. And Cruz can trust me when I see something, and I trust him. He said, "No, we good." So it just trust.
That communication is a piece of this position that maybe is greater than any other position in sports, let alone football. Talk a little bit about that. How do you have to work next to your teammates? And it starts with you, Josh, right? With making calls and protections, and you say something, and then it just cascades out and has a ripple effect.
Right. I think people don't know that about the O-line. It's a lot about like how much we're working together. I think that's such a big part of O-line play. Like everyone has to communicate with each other. That's not like that in any other position group, and we have to all trust each other for the play to work.
Yeah. I saw in you guys' offensive line room you had a knockdown chart. Tell me about that.
Basically, it's just a competition. Every game, we tally up the knockdowns. There's always a discussion about, whether a knockdown counts or not. And everyone's making sure that they get their own knockdowns and nothing's missed. But we count the knockdowns, and at the end of the year, you get the knockdown cup, which is kind of cool.
Okay, so who won it last year?
I think Bruce got it.
Okay, so what was that like?
Oh, it was pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I've seen I've been here for a while, so I've seen the guys who won in the past, and they play with a lot of physicality. And that means a lot for me. I'm sure it means a lot for everyone in the room. Obviously, Coach puts that on us for a lot of physicality, and I think it's something we take pride in here.
Give me a scouting report on your O-line coach. Who is Bart Miller? He may or may not be in the room, so speak freely. Speak freely.
Yeah, Coach is very intentional about his work and what we're going to do at practice every single week, and leading up to the game, very detailed, and gives us notes for what we're going to do every single day, and we know what we're going to get from him each week and work his hardest, and we try to give that back.
How's he made you guys better?
Holding us accountable. He ain't scared to let us know. Like me and JC, and like these guys, they played 3 years, and me and JC, we come in, kind of had a buzz and like he helped holding us to a standard as the freshmen. Like if we step on ourselves or anything he don't like, he gonna hold us to it.
All right, let's talk about physicality in the barge package. What's it mean?
It means everything. One play as one unit, all O-linemen on the field. You can't get no better than that.
Did it show up in any big games that you guys were able to run the ball last year at all?
South Carolina.
Yeah, walk me through it.
It's crazy because I remember Cruz, he was singing it
Yeah,
to Coach
he
B.
was-
He was like this.
He was asking for
He was
it.
asking for it.
It was
And Coach
one
B
moment
broke it in.
I was standing next to Coach B, and he saw Cruz do it, and he looked at me, and he said, yeah.
What'd that feel like?
Amazing, because it was just amazing. And all of us running the field, no skill guys on the field, just the brotherhood. It was crazy.
There's a lot of talk about the SEC versus the Big Ten. Y'all wore South Carolina out. What was that game like? And were you guys tired of hearing about how good the SEC was and that front seven was? And did that play a role in how well you guys did?
I don't think it's like South Carolina. I just like last year, like they ain't look at us like they ain't give us our respect. So I just think it was any team, anybody, Big Ten, whatever conference you in, you gotta get it. So.
Any guys got any special talents? What's the smile about?
Mike not in.
I wish Mike was here. Mike,
Why? What's he do?
he can guess your number at any time.
Okay.
So if you're thinking of a number, Mike McDonough can guess it.
Almost like a mentalist.
Yeah, he's a mentalist.
Okay. Any other talents? Who's a good dancer? Anybody?
It's the young.
Yeah, the young.
We got anybody that can hoop? Who would have the best chance to make the basketball team from the O-line room?
Right.
Break your game down, TJ. Let's hear it.
Well, I played in high school. I kind of played my whole life. Was always a big man. Stopped playing. Started shooting, and I could that was my big thing. We do an O-line, D-line basketball game every year. And my first year here, I think I had we played to 17. I think I had 15 of our 17 points.
Okay, so you were a shooter. You weren't backing them down in the
No.
paint. You
I was shooting it. I was letting it fly.
It was moist out there. It was wet. That J is wet.
We had a play called the Whirly Bird. We executed to perfection.
Okay, what coach us through it? What's the whirly bird?
I took the ball up the court, handed it off to Krutz, and then somebody came on a back screen. Krutz threw it over the top in the corner, fadeaway three in the corner, banged it.
Is that how you remember
That's
it?
how I remember it.
Talk about some of the big games coming up on September 20th against Indiana. There's been some talk from the outside trying to compare this Illinois team to Indiana. What standard do you guys hold yourselves to, and how much are you looking forward to that game?
Of course, we looking forward to the game, but we worrying about tomorrow right now. We just stacking days, and we ain't trying to make no predictions. We ain't doing nothing extra. Like you said, you know us. Like we the trenches. Like we put our head down and work. We worrying about tomorrow and the look that the defense gonna bring us. When it's that time, we gonna worry about that.
Good coaches are good teachers, and Coach Miller has a lot of cues. I heard some of them out there. Rumor is one of you guys does a pretty good impression of them. I want to hear the impression with some of the cues.
You know, man, coming off the field, it's always not as good as you think. We'll get in the field room, we'll watch it, we'll review it. And be hen, I'm tired of saying it, man. No more F-bombs. We gotta stop it. Ever sitting in my office and all I hear is the F-bomb, and I know, dang it, B, I know it's you.
That was pretty good. Was that pretty good? I love it. What's a dude got to have to come in and be welcomed in your room?
I think if they train hard and they practice hard, we'll welcome into the room. Like, if guys are not going to practice hard, if they're not going to study their notes, like, you can deal with someone who's making mistakes as long as they're going 100% and trying to be physical. If they're not doing that, and they also got to work out hard. They got to train hard in the weight room. They got to try to go heavy. Like, that's the type of standard that we have in this room.
It was interesting. One of the things I noticed, and I always look at this, is that when the starters would come out, you guys immediately were watching and were coaching the young guys, and each group kind of did that for each other. Where does that come from?
Just understanding, like, we was young before. You know, we got a lot of freshmen, a lot of redshirt freshmen, younger cats. We was young before. Coming from college to the coming from high school to the Big Ten, it's a big step. So we just trying to hold our younger guys accountable and just get them, develop them, and help our coach out too.
So, what's better, a pancake or a peel back block? I know we can't do the blind side blocks, but sometimes those DNs spin inside and guards can catch them up underneath the chin. Describe that feeling.
It's a good feeling to me, especially like if I'm going to get somebody quick and he kind of got the inside and my guard right there. I know he got my back, but me personally, I know Bruce probably can probably say the same thing. But I love a pancake because I'm taking your will against mine, and it's basically everything my family taught me, everything I've been through, just vice versa. So.
Yeah, I like it. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say a clean pancake. There's nothing like it. Just, he knows it's coming. Try to stop it. That's the best feeling when you're able to do that.
Love it.
Definitely by far a pancake block. Mine is probably when you go back on the back block and the 4-eye or 3 techs not seeing it coming. That's kind of my favorite kind of pancake block.
Oh, they're so good. And there's that moment in the block where you got and you're straining and all of a sudden you feel him let go to try to make the tackle. You're like, oh, I got this backside out. It's so good. And it erases all the bad stuff that happened before that play. It's like no matter what happens in the rest of the game, there's just no better feeling than that. What's Altmaier like?
He's great. He's cool. And he's grown since he's been here, and then we can really trust him. It makes, when you're blocking for a guy like that good, it makes you want to block even harder.
Because he's a good guy to be around, either outside of football too. Like you can hang out with Luke outside of football, like go fishing, just chill at his crib, he's good. He's good to be around.
We got some fishermen. Any outdoors fishing, hunting?
Yes.
Okay. Walk me through. Ducks Unlimited, I heard. What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm part of Ducks Unlimited. We do the charity. We do that charity work, but I'm a big waterfowl hunter. Love to go out in the blind with the family, hang out, go shoot some birds. I go fishing all the time. I had the guys over the summer, went fishing. I didn't realize a lot of guys had never been fishing before.
Well, a lot of people are focused on outcomes, right? And a lot was made about the 10-win season last year. So I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you because our position is a very process-oriented position. But what can you guarantee fans that they're going to see from this room out on the field every Saturday this season?
They're going to see us give it our all and try as hard as we can and give it our full best to be as physical, as intense, and as prepared we can every single game.
What will your opponents know after the games when you play them this year?
Physical ass game.
Physical ass game, I love it. Who else?
My goal to make them don't want to come back in again after the first drive. So however that ends, so they gonna know they face Illinois. They gonna know they face it.
Please help me congratulate the 2018 winner of the Joe Moore Award and the most outstanding offensive line unit in the country. In 2018, your unit earned the Joe Moore Award. And I say earned because we don't give that award away. There's a unit somewhere in the country out there that embodies the criteria of excellence, and we simply recognize it. And it was your 2018 unit that earned that award. And a big reason why was twofold. One, what we just saw there, your use of hands. You guys epitomized that pass protection is not passive, that you can be aggressive and physical in pass protection by having violent hands. That, to me, in college, on the college level, is one of the biggest tells between well-coached units and ones that aren't. Do they place their hands or do they throw them? Do they trust them? Are they punching or are they catching? And your units, Bill, have always done a remarkable job of punching. And then, dear Lord, don't let a defensive end get baited to thinking that he's got the tackle to overset because there's going to be a guard that's coming up and taking a full slab of rib meat. And those were the two things that we really saw was how physical you guys were at the point of attack on double teams, but the physicality that showed up downfield and at the line of scrimmage and pass protection really helped you guys stand head and shoulders above everybody else that season.
That was obviously a special group and a special year. And, those guys were just, they epitomized what offensive line play should be and what I hope to be coaching them to be. They were a committed group, a dedicated group. They sacrificed. And like I said, a lot of people that have never played or coached a position don't understand the work, the time, the sacrifice, the commitment it takes just to be a good offensive lineman. And that's not even saying being elite or being the best guy. but those guys put in the time. They had the right mentality. They were willing to be coached and coached hard. They weren't entitled at all. They worked. And like you said, the word is earned. You know what I mean? They earned that. That was one of the biggest achievements of my career. Like when we come in every year, we don't have a whole bunch of goals. We want to establish an identity or things to work on, but one goal that we have every year is to win the Joe Moore Award. And I have so much respect for it because it's not, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way, it's not just media people out there. It's guys that understand offensive line, that really dive into the tape, that study the tape. We've had guys, from the committee come to our practices and watch us practice, so it's really an award that, whether you win it or not, whether you agree with who wins it or not, it's an award that is earned and not given by people that really understand the position.
I know you got some tape that you want to show us. You're one of the best developers of offensive line talent in the country. Let's dive into it.
This is just a one-on-one pass rush drill, and this is our right guard, Fabechi Wiwu, that this will be his second year here, transferred in here from North Texas, was actually a walk-on at North Texas. So as you see right there, it hits a little bit high, okay? And then if you really break it down and you look at his hand is going to strike like that. And then as you see it here, as we strike here, it's really hard to strike like this, all right? It's dang near impossible. You're striking a guy here where my thumb's in, and then as you strike, you're going to rotate the thumb out, and then the elbow comes in, and now you're in a power position, which you can see it right here, okay? Pause it there. You see it land, all right? And then he grabs and rotates. See the thumb rotating out right there, okay? But again, he's square the whole time. He's on the inside of his feet. His feet are firing. They're always active. Clamps with that inside hand right there, okay? Now I'd like to reset the inside hand. Now what happens? Now you're in the fight, okay? What is the guy going to do? So this guy here transitions to a long arm bull, okay? So what we do on the bull rush is he's going to hop, all right? Hop back, may get a little bit on his toes, wants to get back to the insteps right there, okay? And then what we talk about in terms of if the long arm is on you, okay, you have to lift it, all right? Some guys try to knock it down. I think it's hard. If you recognize the long arm before it gets on you, then we're going to try to swat it down, okay? But if it's on you, then I want to lift. You got to grab something, ideally at the wrist, but if you can get at the elbow, you can do that. Again, it's, as you can see it right here, okay, at this point right here, it's hard to see from this angle, but he's taking his left hand right there and trying to come up and under. And as you can see, now the guy pulls it away right there, okay? Like to see him stay a little bit more square in this situation right here and not get turned as much right there at that point. But now just finish and run him by. Okay.
So many good things I see on this. And the first thing I see is a guard is like, oh, man, it's a wide three, right? Guards like tight, cozy spaces. You know you got to cut that angle to that guy being out there. So I agree with you. I probably would have taken a little bit of a deeper set, but he got feet as good as this. It's not always going to be perfect. But throughout this entire rep, boom, he cuts the angle and closes that space to take the wide three to make it a three. Those guys don't want to be half man. Those guys want to get you turned, but he does an excellent job of staying square. But to your point, the first thing you see is how quickly well-timed that right hand is. Boom. First move, dead. He's already into his second move, and that's where we want to live, and he does an excellent job of it.
You know, everybody sees the finished product, okay? But there's a ton of work that goes into that. And you know, as a coach, this is what you want to see. You want to go back in the drills that you did, okay, do they apply and are they showing up for everybody? As simple as this looks and as easy as this looks, it's just the repetition, the muscle memory of doing it. Your eyes are in the right place. Your feet are doing the right thing. Your hands, the timing. all
Timing.
those things. Yeah. So, and again, it's all different angles. Okay. And then again, the rusher's different. You got to know how is the rusher going to rush you. But this is it. And the one thing I love is you just watch his feet, man. They're always firing, always
Yep.
active. You know, you ever stop your feet, or as I call it, you get dead feet. I mean, you're done. Especially the rushers, as you know, that you're playing in this any league, but especially in the SEC, your feet have to be active, and you've got to do these things that look so simple and so easy. Like somebody coming out there, hey, why you do? Well, look, this is an important part of the drill right here. It's the starting point. So set, your eyes are on the top of that outside number, boom, strike. You got to time it. So I'm hitting it, I'm extending, and then you can see the clamp with the inside hand, finish with a base, move your feet. He starts to hop a little bit right there. Here is going to be just, through the rush, knocking the hands down, keeping the feet active. And then the last part of it you'll see here is the bull, all right, where again, we hop on the bull. I'd like for this defender, 79, to reset his hands inside so that the offensive guy has to reset his hands. But it's just working the hands, resetting the hands, and then hopping on the bull.
The young players out there that are watching, you got to understand, if you're the rabbit, you got to rabbit. You got to give good looks there. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. And coaches like yourself, and Coach Moore was this way too, he almost coached the scout team harder than he did the guys on offense because he knew how important realistic looks are. Otherwise, you're wasting the rep. You're not taking full advantage of it. So I'm not surprised to see you point that out because those are the little details that separate the good from great. Describe the culture of your room and what you expect, and if it's not there, what you've had to do historically to make sure that everybody that walks in there understands what the expectation and standard is.
That's a great question. The culture of our room is basically relentless effort, physicality, straining to finish, great technique, fundamentals, assignment, being a smart player. I could go on, but that's what we expect. And the thing that I've been very, very lucky to have is older guys. It gets harder in this day and age with the transfer portal and all those things and the NIL and all that. But I've been very fortunate to have older guys that understood the culture, understood what it means to play offensive line at Oklahoma and how you have to work in the standard that you are expected to work at and play at.
Let's turn the page to this upcoming season. Give us a scouting report and a thumbnail about how the spring went and some of the things that you're excited about and looking forward to. We were watching some film earlier. You pointed some of those things out, just getting your juices flowing. What else excites you about your room heading into 2025?
I think the biggest thing, and I hope I'm right, I really do think I'm right, is the depth and the competition. As long as we stay healthy, I think this may be the most depth and competition we've had in a while. I really believe that. Again, we got to stay healthy, knock on wood. I don't even really want to talk about that after what we went through last year. But, just the group camaraderie, man, they're tight. They do things together. They hang out together outside of here, which, you don't want to force that on people, but you hope it happens organically. But I've tried to make it, an emphasis that you guys need to be together outside of here. And I know they enjoy doing that because how hard it is to play this position. How hard it is, especially in this conference, and you have to be tight and you have to trust each other. I think we've got really good talent across the board. I think we've got depth. We've got competition. We've got guys that are committed, that sacrifice. They have what it takes. They get in there they've been up here the whole summer together, not just on their own, but together. They watch tape together. They do drills together. Obviously, they lift and work out together. So I think I've seen and not that I'm saying anything bad about the group last year. There was a bunch of different things, but this is different than it has been the past couple years.
What about John Mateer, the quarterback? What sort of relationship does he have with the big uglies up front? I mean, we all know Dan Marino and the Isotoners and him taking the big boys out to dinner, but there's a special kinship with the big boys and who's under center. And it's not just about being talented. You got to be the right sort of dude for us to play hurt and banged up and want to put it on the line for you. I'm curious. I know it's early and you probably haven't had as much interaction as you will getting into the season, but what are your thoughts on John Mateer and what he can bring to the culture of the team, not necessarily the X's and O's?
Gosh, he's got everything you want, man. I can't say enough good things about him. I really can't, man. He's like the dudes we've had around here, the elite quarterbacks that we've had, and probably a combination of a lot of them. But to your point and what you said, he took the O lineman down to I want to say it was Lake Texoma. I'm pretty sure it was Lake Texoma, a little lake about it. He took him down there for a weekend, got a whole, 18, I don't even know how that they had those places, 18, 20, room Airbnb. They hung out for the weekend. And when I always knew the guy was special, but when I heard that and he told me that, I'm like, yeah, this dude gets it. He understands, being a leader. He came here and he was a leader. He just has that about him. You can see it, that swagger and that confidence and, the encouragement and the positivity, with the team. I love the kid and the players love him too. And I think, that's going to be a big thing for us heading forward. But, and not just the talent that he has, there's a lot of talented quarterbacks that can't do it because they don't have
sling
those
it. He can run. He can do what you need to do to win at that position. No doubt about that.
No, he can do it all, man. He's special. And that's another thing that brings a level of excitement, knowing the guy that you have back there, in command and in control of the offense.
How long did it take him to assert himself as a leader? It's not easy coming in with a bunch of new faces. You know that your job is to be a leader, but just like it is with player to coach, you got to earn people's respect. Yeah. That's not an easy path to walk. Many can't do it. How did he do it?
I think, it was really early, and a lot of it was getting to know people. And he's got a great personality. He's a great kid, all those things. He's mature, but, when we knew Coach Arbuckle was coming here and there was a chance of John coming with him, everybody, and I had watched his tape anyway, but I'm sure everybody looked at his tape and saw the type of player he was. So, and as soon as somebody knows you're a good player, you automatically have some sort of respect right there. But then he's humble. He's not a cocky kid, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing if you are, but he's a humble kid. He is positive. He brings out the best in everybody. He gets to know people. It's not fake. It's truly relationship driven. And it was pretty quick, man, because you could see it pretty quick what he was. When we stepped out on the field and how hard he worked, and then the few things that we were able to do for him to showcase his ability, you can see, this guy's a dude pretty quick. So you can get some respect and trust in your teammates pretty quick.
Oh, look at you. You made it all the way to the end, grinding through like it's play 18 or 9-on-7. So pancake that subscribe, smash that like button, and pull around the corner to share this with your buddy. Trent's life rolls best when the whole crew's in the huddle.